What's going on, guys? So I saw this on Twitter and I was like, God, please, no, don't let this happen. We don't need another 28 days saga series that continues it, especially 28 years later. I think the first two did pretty well to sum up that people were fleeing to countrysides and islands to get away from the zombies, and the zombies were starting to starve in the 28 weeks later one. So it was like, okay, it's done. There's a little bit of a cliffhanger at the end. If you haven't seen 28 weeks later, spoiler, it is set up for a sequel, but it has been a very long time. So I thought maybe they were just going to leave it alone. And honestly, after 28 weeks later and the way that director ruined that one, I was kind of like, I kind of hope they do leave it alone. But then I looked on IMDb and I do see that the director is the same for the first one. So I might have a little hope for this one, which also makes me not have hope because anytime I have hope, it always gets destroyed later. But anywho, it is giving me a little hope that we might get a good movie in 2025. And they do have a trailer on IMDb, but it is a little bit shorter than the one on Twitter. So we're going to go to the one on Twitter because, well, it has more things in it, I guess. But anywho, we'll watch the Twitter trailer. Again, I'll pause it to avoid copyrights. The images are going to be flipped. And if you want to watch this without any commentary, go watch it yourself. You don't need me to watch the trailer for you. But if you want to hear my thoughts on the trailer, stick around because we're going to talk about this and the previous two movies. Now, with that being said, let's get into it.
7, 6, 11, 5, 9, and 20 miles.
So that was something I caught when the first time I started watching it. One, that's really creepy that there are pillars of bones that make almost a forest. And Cillian Murphy is listed as cast, and somehow 28 years later, with what we presume is not being fed, because that kind of shows in the first two how they do start starving. So I'm interested to see how they get around that, but we'll keep going.
20 miles today.
You know what? They're all watching the Teletubbies. They deserve what they get. That stuff is creepy.
Wait, sit here. Sit.
Auntie, what's going on?
Jimmy, sit still, keep quiet, and do not move from this spot.
So it does look like they're showing flashbacks of what happened and how the entire, I guess, franchise at this point has started. And granted, it's been like almost 20 years. What was it? 2007, 2008? It's been a long time since the last movie.
7, 6, 11, 5, 9, and 20 miles today. 4, 11, 17, 32 the day before. Boot.
So it does kind of look like they're trying to rebuild civilization. Looks like they're farming with old tools, which absolutely makes sense because gas is gone. Everything should essentially have run out, and you would have to be making your own stuff. So, yeah, I'm kind of with it.
Boot, moving up and down again. There's no discharge in the war. Don't look at what's in front of you. Boot. Moving up and down again. Men.
Yeah, so I'm guessing that these are the zombies coming wherever they're hiding out. It does look like they're trying to rebuild civilization, at least in some way, shape, or form in their little area. It does look like they have watch out. It looks like they have roles for everybody to do. So, I mean, I'm kind of with it. It does kind of fit into what theoretically could happen. But again, I still have a little bit of an issue with how the zombies are still alive and haven't starved to death after 28 years.
Men go mad with watching them. There's no discharge in the war. If your eyes drop, they will get.
And I'm not sure I dig the purge mask. Like that just seems a little weird and out of place. But we'll see. We'll see.
The top of you. Boom, 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 moving up and down again. There's no discharge in the wall.
Okay, this I also have a little bit of a problem with. How are batteries still functional 28 years later? How the hell do they still have ammo? How do they have the resources to even make their own ammo? How are the guns still functioning? You'd figure after 28 years, ammo supplies would be depleted, and the ones that you can get to, the materials should start going bad. I mean, even people nowadays still have ammo does go bad. And batteries, yeah, I don't know. It's a zombie movie. We'll let them have it. We'll just let them have this one. It's okay.
Try. To think of something different. Oh, my God. People going lunatic. Boom, moving up and down again. That's all the stars in the world. 7, 6, 11, 5, 4, 17.
I think that's actually the end of it. Maybe that IMDb trailer was just cut out some of the nonsense. I don't know. I'm kind of torn. I don't think this needed, or don't think 28 weeks later needed a sequel. I think it was fine where it was left off. But I'm kind of intrigued by the trailer, and you know what? I'd like to know more. Now, I mean, it's really going to come down to if the original director who did 28 Days Later keeps to his vision in that movie. When did 28 Days Later come out? 2003. 21 years ago. If he can keep that same energy, that same momentum, and that same feeling going, this will be a fantastic movie. And all these movies were really low budget. 28 Days Later was an $8 million budget, made $82 million worldwide. 28 weeks later was $15 million. It did $64 million, then a bunch of DVD sales. Again, it made money on DVD sales because this was back in the day when people did buy DVDs, and none of this streaming stuff was really as popular as it is now. So it did do decent, but they didn't do huge numbers. I don't know. I do think the trailer intrigued me enough that I do want to know more, and I would go see this movie. I'm curious about the pillars and trees of bones. I'm curious on how they're going to continue the zombies being alive 28 years later. I'm kind of curious on what the hell happened to Cillian Murphy's character, because I want to say that was kind of one of his early roles. But I mean, seeing him as a zombie is kind of making me like, God, I want to know what happened. So I think this does tickle my brain to want to know more. But I would love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments section. As far as it sits right now, I'm looking forward to it. Maybe something comes out later that changes my mind. But as far as it goes, I do want to go see this movie. I'm interested to see if anybody else is interested in this. But leave those thoughts in the comments section. While you're there, make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share this one out, guys. Until the next one, be easy like Sleazy.